Andrei Kozlov moved from Russia to Israel in the summer of 2022. The man was fleeing mobilization. On the day Hamas militants invaded Israel, Andrei worked as a security guard at a music festival on the border with the Gaza Strip. He was last in touch with his father on the morning of the Hamas attack and wrote that he could hear gunfire around him shortly after the connection cut off. Andrei's relatives blamed the Russian authorities and Putin personally for the fact that many young Russians had to leave the country after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now the Kremlin is doing nothing to save its citizens. As of today, 4 Russian citizens are reported missing in Israel.
In a conversation with We Can Explain, Andrei Kozlov's aunt, who lives in Israel, sharply rejected the idea of asking Russia for help or intervention in the fate of the missing man. "I'm sorry, but I don't trust the Russian authorities today. Basically, they are no different from Hamas today," said Andrei's aunt, from the publication of the We Can Explain media on Telegram.
Russia has not condemned the actions of Hamas and is cracking down on all kinds of protests against the terrorist attack on Israel. A Russian woman, Irina Zavzyanova, was detained outside the Israeli embassy in Moscow during an anti-terrorist picket. She came out with a placard on which the word terrorism was crossed out. The woman was taken to the police station and released after a report was drawn up.
Irina Zavzyanova was released with a report on discrediting the army. Apparently, the police attention was attracted by the blue-yellow ribbon on the girl's back, but they could not describe the nature of the offense in the protocol. In addition to the protocol, Zavzyanova was given an obligation to appear in the police department on October 11th for unclear reasons, from the publication in Overday.info Live on Telegram.
According to experts, Russia's connection to the attack on Israel is obvious. Delegations from Hamas have traveled to Moscow many times in recent years, meeting with the country's leadership. The use of force instead of international law, chaos instead of order. This is how the Kremlin and the forces associated with it operate.
The world order is established based on the norms of law. This is the historical civilized way of establishing order, both in individual countries and in international relations, but Putin proposes force instead of international law, to solve problems by force, never mind international law, and now some are following this example.
The office of the President of Ukraine believes that the outbreak of hostilities in Israel is not accidental. The Hamas attack is a continuation of the attack on the West and the global security system.
The overall failure of the global security system is obvious. Russia has started a chain reaction of collapse of traditional rules and agreements, the essence of which is provoke, attack, openly kill civilians, behave as aggressively as possible, because this model of public behavior will cause stupor among political elites, strengthen their unwillingness to make decisions, their irrational fear, and partially freeze a collective tough response. Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the office of the President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
Experts believe that Russia has pushed Hamas and Iran to attack in order to create a new hotspot on the planet. In turn, the United States supports Israel in every possible way and has already sent aid to the Israeli army. Reported by Victoria Smirnova, Pavlo Shtermach, UATV News.